The news day continues here on One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. Russian President Vladimir Putin claims there has been progress in peace talks between Russia and Ukraine. But Ukrainian Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba says otherwise. Kuleba says he doesn't know what kind of progress Putin is referring to. Kuleba speaks exclusively on Bloomberg Markets. Let's listen in.
I want to begin with some comments we had earlier today from President Vladimir Putin. He claimed that there's been some progress that's been made in the talks between Ukraine and Russia, saying there are certain positive shifts. Negotiators on his side tell him that. What is your response to this?
Yesterday, I met with Russian Foreign Minister Lavrov in Antalya. This meeting was facilitated by the Turkish Foreign Minister. We spent an hour and a half, and there was zero progress in talks. So it's hard for me to understand what kind of progress President Putin is referring to.
So there, from what your side is saying, there have been no positive movements at all.
Well, I see that the Russian army is still in Ukraine. They continue destroying our cities, killing our children, civilians. And it speaks for one fact only, that even if we continue talking with Russia, that does not have an impact on the behavior of Russian army on the ground.
President Putin also said that talks are happening almost every single day. Is that true? And at what level of the government?
No, he refers to the talks taking place between two delegations in Belarus. They do not take place every day, but it's true that these delegations consist of representatives of parliaments, advisors to presidents, and representatives of foreign ministries as well. But this is not the classic. These are not the classic diplomatic negotiations as they usually structured according to international law. This is the process where countries try to understand each other's expectations, demands, and to breach them. Yes, they are talking, but I cannot say that a lot of progress has been made since they began speaking with each other.
Despite claiming progress in peace talks, Russia continues its attacks on Ukraine. Airstrikes continue to rain down on Ukraine's cities, with Moscow now widening its attacks and now reaching the central city of Dnipro. There were 3 airstrikes on the city, hitting a kindergarten, a residential building, and a shoe factory. Now, at least 1 person was killed in the shelling, but the death toll remains unclear. The European Union, on the other hand, dashes Ukraine's hopes for or of quick membership. Leaders of the European Union met in Versailles to urgently address the fallout of Moscow's assault on Ukraine. Now, while the bloc continues to condemn Russia's aggression, it says President Volodymyr Zelensky's appeal could not be fast-tracked. The EU instead added more sanctions against Russia. The bloc will revoke Russia's most favored nation trade status, opening the door to ban or impose punitive tariffs on Russian goods, thus putting Russia on a par with North Korea and Iran. We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. still watching One News Now, I'm Riza Diaz. Vice presidential candidate Dr. Willie Ong says it's high time for the country to prepare against possible nuclear warfare effects amid the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine. In an interview with Chiefs, Ong said he is including in his health-centered platform preparations for fallout through the purchase of potassium iodide, which will be used in possible nuclear radiation emergency. Now, he added that he has been studying the possible occurrence for some time now.
Naghahanap na ako ng, wait for it, potassium iodide for nuclear radiation emergency. Oras na nuclear bomb si President Putin or sa US, wala tayong protection. Ready na ako dyan. Matagal ko na yung naaral yan. Nuclear radiation emergency, we need a drill for that. We need to buy potassium iodide.
Meanwhile, megastar Sharon Cuneta calls out senatorial candidate Salvador Panelo's use of her song in one campaign rally. MJ Marfori has the report.
Tell me why! That's megastar Sharon Cuneta's reaction to senatorial aspirant Salvador Panelo, belting out her Sana'y Wala Nang Wakas song in a campaign event. On Twitter, Sharon's daughter, Kaki Pangilinan, shared the video of Panelo. The megastar then replied with, "Why?" She said that she and composer Willie Cruz did not allow the song to be used for the campaign. On Instagram, she said that the only tandem of Vice President Leni Robredo and husband Kiko Pangilinan are allowed to use the song. Panelo, meanwhile, defended himself in a statement, saying that he sang the song to honor his late son and that he doesn't understand what was so offensive about it. He said that he secured Viva's permission. For News 5, MJ Marfori, we are One News.
Colleges and universities in areas under Alert Level 1 are now allowed to conduct 100% face-to-face classes. But students must be fully vaccinated and covered by health insurance before they can be allowed to go to school. Here is the report.
Malacanang says colleges and universities are now allowed to have 100% capacity under Alert Level 1. But there's a caveat. Only those who are fully vaccinated will be allowed to go to school.
Pinapayagan na rin ang pagkakaroon ng limited face-to-face classes sa kolehiyo o higher educational institutions or mas kilala bilang HEIs sa mga lugar na nasa Alert Level 1. Tanging fully vaccinated teaching, non-teaching at students ang pinapayagan sa lugar. Habang flexible learning modalities naman para sa unvaccinated or partially vaccinated students.
Despite this, colleges are still free to choose best learning modality depending on their situation. The government says universities and colleges should assess their own reopening capability and to seek assistance from their LGUs.
It is in the discretion of the HEIs to choose which learning modalities should they operationalize, as long as there will be continuity of learning.
Under IATF Resolution 164, students older than 21 years old who will participate in face-to-face classes should be covered by PhilHealth or any medical insurance to cover any possible expense caused by COVID-19. Those aged 21 years old and below are advised to become dependents of their parents' or legal guardians' insurance. Meanwhile, the Education Department says it's still not possible for elementary and high schools to conduct 100% face-to-face classes. Currently, around 6,122 out of more than 40,000 public schools have started conducting face-to-face classes in the country. DepEd says the safety of students is of paramount consideration and that they will only implement 100% face-to-face classes upon instruction of the President. For News 5, Jenny Dongon, we are One News.
And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later again as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play app. Register for a free account now, www.signalplay.com, and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Riza Diaz. We are One News.